What is the importance of choosing appropriate suppliers, including the benefits and limitations of suppliers that meet the CSR objectives of the business? So, what are some factors to consider? Some factors to consider that we will be looking at in this video include reputation and brand name, risk management, long-term sustainability, and ethical sourcing. We will be looking at all these factors through a case study from Nike.
So let's start with brand and reputation. Partnering with socially conscious vendors improves the business's reputation and brand image. Consumers are becoming more ethically concerned and favor supporting businesses that show a commitment to CSR. A company can build its brand, draw in socially concerned clients, and set itself apart from rivals by partnering with ethical suppliers. This is one of the reasons Nike decided to partner up with Happy Workers. This brings us to the next factor. By choosing to cooperate with Happy Workers, Nike is ensuring that their suppliers are ethically sourced, as Happy Workers are known to uphold moral standards. This is advantageous for Nike as their supplier is assisting them in achieving their corporate social responsibilities objectives.
Selecting vendors with robust CSR policies reduces the likelihood of unfortunate incidents or controversies that could hurt the company. Suppliers who violate ethical norms risk reputational harm, legal troubles, and financial losses. Businesses can lower the likelihood of such hazards and safeguard their interests by doing due diligence on the CSR performance of their suppliers. A business like Nike must also take into consideration the long-term sustainability of the success in partnership with Happy Workers. Supply chains that are ethical and sustainable are crucial for long-term company success. CSR-focused suppliers are more likely to employ sustainable business practices, strong risk management frameworks, and long-term company plans that are in line with environmental and social objectives. Working with such vendors ensures the supply chain's robustness, stability, and continuity.
There are many benefits of choosing Happy Worker as a supplier aligned with Nike's CSR objectives, such as the fact that Happy Workers demonstrate ethical labor practices, meaning they ensure safe working conditions and fair wages for their employees. Happy Workers is also environmentally sustainable as they use eco-friendly material and work towards reducing the carbon footprint of their manufacturing. On top of all this, Happy Workers has a positive brand image and works really well with Nike and their CSR objectives.
However, there are limitations such as limited supplier pool and cost consideration. Particularly in specific sectors or regions, the number of suppliers that adhere to strict CSR goals may be few. Finding qualified suppliers who meet the unique CSR needs of the company may be difficult as a result. Finding and working with responsible suppliers could need more time and resources. Suppliers that adhere to CSR objectives often invest in sustainable practices, fair labor conditions, and eco-friendly materials, just like Happy Workers. As a result, their production costs may be higher, leading to increased prices for the company sourcing from them.
Sarah, there's a lot of people who are prognosticating on the macroeconomic outlook, and the reality is I have no crystal ball more than anyone else, but I can tell you what we're seeing and then how we're thinking about it.
Sure.
The simple fact of the matter is we're seeing continued strong consumer demand for our products and our brands, for Nike, Jordan, and Converse. We saw that in Q2, and we continue to see that. And so we're just focusing on, we have a muted outlook going forward. We're prepared for anything, but our focus is to make sure that we get stronger through this period regardless of how the inflation and economy play out. And that's what strong companies do.
So you're saying you still have pricing power in this environment, basically?
I'm saying we still have deep consumer connections, and the consumers are prioritizing Nike, Jordan, and Converse in their purchases. And that's what we've been focused on continuing to do with that connection with the consumer, and that's what we'll continue to do regardless of the economic outlook.
What about China? What about inventories, John? Nike got slammed, as so many companies did, by the supply chain issues and the ports congestion, and I know you're working through that, but they're still bloated. We saw some progress last quarter. When do you think about return to normalization for industry inventory levels?
Yeah, well, as you said, our inventory's kind of peaked in the end of Q1. And just we, like many others, faced a sort of bulge in inventory. And so our focus has really been twofold, Sarah, since then. One is to stay ruthlessly focused on our core iconic franchises, our innovative products, where we still experience full price realization. And we saw that through Q2. So the consumer is still paying list price for the Nike products that they know and love. In the areas where we have excess inventory, which is primarily apparel in North America, we are working through it. We're discounting and working through it. Our units of inventory were significantly lower at the end of Q2 than they were at the end of Q1. They'll be lower at the end of Q3. And our goal is to be back to normalized inventory levels by the end of our fiscal year, which is May 31st, as you know.